Hello guys! Welcome to my channel, Abby's Delights! In today's video, we are going to make a Swiss Meringue Buttercream. I'm also going to show you how to fix a soupy or runny buttercream and also a buttercream that curdles. So without further ado, let's start! To begin with, we need to separate our egg yolks from the egg whites. Make sure that no egg yolk will go into the egg whites. Otherwise, you will have a difficulty in achieving a stiff meringue. Just a tip, make sure that your bowls, spatulas, and also the wire whisk are clean and grease-free. So what I do is, I use a kitchen towel and I put some vinegar into the towel. Then, I use it to wipe the bowl, the wire whisk, and spatulas. I also wipe the bowl that I will use in whipping the meringue and the whisk attachment. By doing this with the help of the vinegar and a kitchen towel or kitchen tissue, I was able to make sure that all the utensils that I'll be using are grease-free. And additional tip, it is easier to separate egg yolk from egg whites when it is cold. It's okay if the eggs are cold since we are going to cook this together with the sugar. Now let's add our white sugar into the egg whites. And let's give it a stir to just mix the egg whites and the sugar. After that, we can add our cream of tartar. If you don't have cream of tartar, it's totally fine. Some they add vinegar, but for me it's okay. No need to put cream of tartar. We are going to put this bowl on top of a boiling water or simmering water. If you have a double boiler, then that's better. Just make sure that the end of the bowl will not touch the boiling water. Also, make sure that you stir it to avoid the egg whites from getting cooked, or else you'll have a scrambled egg on your Swiss Meringue Buttercream. And stirring also helps to cook all the sugar even at the bottom part of the bowl. To test kung pwede na nating i-remove yung pot, check muna natin kung melted na yung sugar. So, maglagay lang tayo ng kaunti sa ating finger and rub it. Kapag mayroong mga buo-buo or grains of sugar, then it's not yet ready. And we can do another test. At kung wala ng mga buo-buong sugar, wala ng grainy or gritty texture, pwede na nating i-remove ang ating bowl from the pot. So, ayan, I can feel that it's already smooth, no more grittiness, no more sugar granules. So, now we can remove our bowl from the pot. And i-transfer na natin to sa ating mixer. Just be careful because our bowl is hot. You might end up burning yourself. Now, we are going to start whipping this to achieve a firm peaks and shiny meringue. So, normally, I start from low to medium speed until high. Let's check our meringue if it's okay. So, ano pa lang siya, soft peak, nagbe-bend pa yung dulo niya. So, we can still whip this for around 2 minutes hanggang ma-achieve natin yung stiff peak. Ta-da! And eto na, this is already the firm cake that we wanted. It's shiny and glossy, and at the same time it's firm. So at this time, we can change our whisk attachment into paddle attachment so that it will not incorporate a lot of air. At this point, before adding in our butter, let's check our mixing bowl. Dapat hindi na siya hot or warm when you touch it. Now I can feel that the bowl is cold. I can add in the butter. Make sure that your butter is not too cold or not too soft or not melted. What I do is I remove the butter from the fridge and I leave it in the kitchen for an hour. And then I check it using my finger. I just poke it in the middle. I poke it and it should leave a mark, but it should not be melted and it's still cold to touch. By the way, sometimes we don't have that much of time to change the whisk attachment into paddle attachment. So just like the video that you can see, the clip that you can see, I am using a whisk attachment in whipping the meringue. It's okay guys, especially if you don't have that much of time, we're in a hurry. It's totally fine as long as you keep the mixer in low speed so that you will not incorporate a lot of air. And once you're done adding in all the butter, you can set it into high speed for about 2 minutes, but don't over whip. Otherwise, if you over whip your Swiss meringue and you incorporate a lot of bubbles, you can get rid of those small packet of bubbles into your Swiss meringue buttercream by whipping it again in a low speed for about 5 minutes. And now we're almost done with our Swiss meringue buttercream. I just added the flavoring, which is vanilla, and a little bit of salt. We also have to scrape the sides and the bottom part to make sure that the butter and the meringue are completely mixed. And now we're done with our Swiss meringue buttercream. In making this Swiss meringue buttercream, it requires a lot of time and hard work, but it's all worth it. It's so smooth and fluffy, it's like clouds. And you know, it's delicious. It's not that sweet compared to other buttercream. Some are having difficulty in making this Swiss meringue buttercream, but later I'm going to show you how to fix those runny or curdled buttercream. We don't have to throw the buttercream if it turns out runny or soupy or if it curdles. No worries guys, we can save the buttercream. Now let's try our Swiss meringue buttercream and let's see if it's easy to pipe. I am going to use my 1M Wilton star tip in piping this Swiss meringue buttercream. Wow, this Swiss meringue buttercream is very easy to pipe. It's so smooth. It's so beautiful. You can also use this in covering your cakes and in frosting your cupcakes. This Swiss meringue buttercream is stable and stiff when you pipe it, so you can leave it in the counter for hours. You can also keep it in the fridge for a week or two, and you can keep it in the freezer for a month. Now let's move on to the part when we fail while making this Swiss meringue buttercream. One of the problems is having a soupy or runny buttercream. This happens when we added the butter when our bowl is still warm, or when our butter is too soft and we added it to the meringue. But don't worry, we can save this soupy or runny buttercream. Just keep it in the fridge for at least 15 to 20 minutes. Then take it out and start whipping again. Just continue whipping until it turns into a smooth and silky buttercream. It works like magic. From a runny, thin, and a soup-like buttercream to a smooth and silky buttercream. As easy as that, and this is our smooth and silky buttercream. What if the buttercream curdles? Actually, this normally happens when we add in the butter into the meringue when it's too cold. Don't you worry guys, what I do is I just keep on whipping, whip and whip and whip until it all comes back together and you can see the smoothness and the glossiness of the buttercream. And that's it. This Swiss meringue buttercream is not that easy to make because it requires a lot of time and patience, but it's really worth it. Because this one is really delicious and it's not overly sweet unlike any other buttercream. Hope you guys like this video and please like and subscribe. Thank you for watching and see ya!